All right, folks, Vitek here from Wani, and with us today we have a very special guest all the way from Finland, one and only Mikko Siren of Apocalyptica. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me in your show.
That's wonderful as always, and I'm really excited that you guys are heading back, to Australia after a year and a half. I think the last time you guys played here was at Soundwave, if
It
I'm
was
not wrong.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
so you're heading back now. It's always a very different side of the world here in Australia as compared to bands touring Europe and America quite often. So for you guys personally, when you come to Australia, I mean, what sort of expectations do you guys have in mind?
We have been twice in Australia, and
Yes.
it's something really different from anywhere around the world. And I think you get to hear that a lot. But just the overall vibe over there is absolutely like nowhere else, and it's a great treat to come back. And unfortunately, it is pretty far off from where we are, so we don't get
True.
to come there too often. But it's really great. People are amazing. Nature is beautiful. Food is great. We have had such a great gigs. Audience is very responsive and loving, and we just enjoy to be there so much.
That's awesome. That's, you guys, played in Soundwave, obviously, which has like a massive fans all over the Australia and even some parts of Asia coming in and seeing the bands live. But now is more like a headlining tour, which is a little more intimate, like as compared to playing festivals. So I'm
Yeah.
sure for you guys, I mean, what sort of reception do you expect, especially when it comes to club settings as opposed to the festivals?
In festivals, of course, it's great because then we get to play to also to people who wouldn't know us before or people who wouldn't come there to particularly to see us.
Mhm.
And at this time, the people who come to see us, we can give them kind of like more variable, like as Apocalyptica plays so many different styles of music, and now in the club circumstance, we can really take all those people to this musical journey what
Mhm.
we want to offer in our own shows, and we can create bit of a show with lights and everything, as it's also Apocalyptica is quite visual band, so it's important for us to be able to treat our fans and to show what all we are, and club circumstance is best for it, and it's great to also to feel the people closer. I would be lying if I would say that I'm not flattered when there's some 30,000 people to see us, but also to get to feel kind of the breathing of the audience when you are on stage. It's
True.
really amazing experience.
Indeed, indeed. You guys, you're starting your journey with Perth on 21st September, then you're doing
Yes.
Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane. So, out of all these, which cities were like where you guys were blown away with the response?
Yeah, it was great. If you're referring to Soundwave,
Yeah, I mean, in
yeah,
general, when your last time when you came as well.
yeah,
So,
it's really great. In Perth, we have not been before, and it's great to get to go there as well.
mhm.
But those three cities where we've been now a few times, it's really undescribable. And not to take anything away from any other country where we are kind of like spoiled that we get to go to so many
Right.
places, but it's wonderful to come there.
Absolutely. Now, I saw you guys at Grass Pop, which was really wonderful. That it was my first experience seeing that, it's always like, in fact, you played it quite late, so I had to quickly finish my dinner because I didn't want to miss you guys. And then you guys had this wonderful, mixture of Metallica covers and your own tracks, and you guys are the living proof that the cellos are probably the most metal thing in the world, and
Yep.
the huge sea of headbangers completely agreed at Grasspop.
Yes, that was a great festival and a fun day overall. And I remember well we played in tent there, and it was a very. We were kind of surprised how many people showed up during our show, and it was great. And that's what it is. That even though people would know that, like technically what the band is about, that there's three cellists playing heavy metal,
True.
uh, but you that doesn't still tell anything what the band really is live, and you need to see it to feel it and to
Feel.
understand the whole concept and the amount of energy that those. As myself, I play drums, but I can speak for the guys that the amount of energy they are able to present through their instrument, it's pretty impressive.
Indeed, it surely is. And you guys have this wonderful, an interesting string of correlation between metal and classical music. In fact, the other day I was talking to Wolf Hoffman of Accept, and
Yeah,
he recently released his classical album called Headbangers Symphony. So
right.
we were having a chat. In fact, he took the name of Apocalyptica and how he saw you at one of the festivals that kind of made him to write his songs for his solo album in the same vein as you guys do. So
Okay.
that was really wonderful to hear his side of how he built a relation between the metal and the classical. But you guys, I mean, you have your melodic structure, which is core to the classical music. And then when I listen to cellos perform in the same vein as the guitar is always a treat. So when you guys write the songs, how do you kind of formulate these ideas in order to have your instruments, that is cellos, take the foreground?
There's not a real pattern to write music. Eka writes vast majority of all the songs, but even he uses at times he uses piano to compose, or he can even use guitar to compose it. At times he plays it with cello, but I think kind of uh, the way the guys play the cello, it would be whenever they pick up the instrument and start to like go deeper into music with that instrument. That is the thing. I would say it's just the tone of their hearts, how they breathe, how they live, how they feel the music, and the way they play cello. Because I've been able to play with many cello players in my life in like classical orchestras and such, and there is no other guys but these three who really can dig that tone out of the instrument.
Right.
It's just the way they feel life, and it's pretty amazing.
Absolutely, surely is. I mean, when you look back to your inception in 1993, which is almost like, 23 years,
Oh,
and then you guys, redefined the boundaries between the rock and the metal and the classical music, obviously, in a very, unprecedented way. You guys actually wrote the rule book yourself, that how, you're going to shape it. So when you look back at your journey, be it your own songs, Metallica covers, having collaborations with Slipknot, Soulfly, and so on, how do you look back at it and see the change that has happened over the period of last 2 decades?
I think that is maybe one of the things in Apocalyptic as how we are as persons, that we all kind of crave for change.
Hmm.
How I look up to Iron Man and AC/DC, and their thing kind of is that they do their thing and they do it so well, and they need to stick in that platform, and it works wonderfully for them. But for us, the kind of like the feeling of going somewhere, that we need to develop ourselves, we need to rethink, we need to question our own doings, that is kind of a thing that gives very strong label to all we do, and that's why we keep changing all the time. And that's how it started, like playing covers, and then this urge to do something more, that we cannot just play covers, we need to start to write our own music. And then as it was instrumental, also then to think that it cannot be a concept that can't restrict us. We have to be able to be free kind of in that field as well, and that's why we then started to add vocals, and all these changes during the years, they have been really enormously important for us to stay excited ourselves. I think we would be kind of bored very easy if there wouldn't be constant changes and
True.
constant new ideas. And that's, like, for instance, good reason now next year, after this Shadowmaker tour is done in the end of the year, next year we are going to have a celebration year of the first album. Even
Right.
the album is 20 years old, which I wonder how it's possible, because I feel to be 25 still. But anyway, it's a that year will be then a version where we go to play in concert halls, where first half of the concert is that we play the first album, or
Its
actually,
entirety.
yeah, and I won't be even playing, and I'm so excited about it that the fourth member, who hasn't been playing in the band for years anymore, he comes back, and the four guys will play the
Wow.
first album from beginning to the end, just as it was recorded, as one half, and then second half we play with
The rest of the songs which you guys have written.
Exactly, and that's also one thing that now we've been on the road soon 2 years again, playing this Shadowmaker tour, and now we need to do something else, and chance to do something else, and it's a great thing.
That's absolutely cool. That's wonderful that you guys are playing your first album in its entirety. So, will it be like a selective shows in your country or maybe selective shows in Europe, or you guys are planning to kind of take it a little more next year?
Well, we are planning to do a good number of shows. It's a big world out there, and it takes time to travel through. We do first the European tour.
Hmm.
Then we are planning to do a few shows in North America, a few shows in South America.
Awesome.
And if ever possible, we would love to do a trip also to Asia and Australia, which is kind of like from our direction. They are easily combined to be a one trip, and it would be great to get to go there. And now maybe we get some response when we are coming over that how we could arrange it, and would it be possible, as it will be quite soon already, but we would love to do it. And
True.
it's a different thing, so it feeds our different inner needs.
That's right. Absolutely true. Now, since you have a plan of touring next year, completely dedicated to your first album, which also means probably there would be no music from you guys in 2017.
Nothing to be released, maybe.
Okay, so maybe you guys will write songs in 2017.
Exactly. Yeah, actually, we are planning to start to write music, or we are kind of like in this step where we are starting to write music now, and we are writing music now, the beginning of next year, during the tour a bit, and then we are we should record the whole thing in the fall.
Okay.
Like a year from now. So if something would be ready already in the end of the next year, then we might release something already then. But the main plan at the moment would be to release it somewhere in spring 18.
Spring 18. So we still have a long time to wait for, and
but you just need to come to see us live.
Definitely, that's very important. In fact, this plan of doing the first album is really cool, and I'm sure fans are gonna love it, especially those who haven't probably heard the band. The first album of the band will get to experience it live. So that would be really great.
Absolutely. I hope it will be turning out good, and we have such a good vibes about it already.
Ensure that would wonderfully be. Now you guys have, I think, one day off after Perth. Obviously, that being the most farthest side of Australia. Is there any possibility of you guys doing some downtime and trying to look forward to explore the cities?
That's we are kind of different personalities, all of us. But for me, it's always important. I like to wake up early. I like to go to run through the city to see more, like just like jogging, running, and
yeah.
Also I love to explore places, even though it would be a busy day. There's always some hours when you can go out and see, and it starts to be then already fall here in Finland, so it's cold here. It's quite nice to go over there and get to run in small clothes to enjoy the weather, and just to see more. The nature is so different, so it's just to walk about and enjoy that. It's a treat already.
Indeed, that would really be great. And you have your Finnish brothers, Nightwish, kicking ass worldwide, doing all the tours. I mean, sometime when I was listening to Shadowmaker last year when the album came out, I was kind of visualizing how wonderful it would be if there is some sort of a symphonic concert being done with the guys from Nightwish and also you guys on stage kicking together. That would be a treat for not just Finnish fans, but every symphonic metal fan worldwide. And I don't know whether that can happen in the future, but I'm sure there will be time when fans get to see you collaborate with some band on stage instead of just on the music, just on the albums.
Yeah, the Nightwish, they are great friends of ours, and the whole music scene in Finland, everybody is very close to each other, and
True.
Everybody is so supportive for everything we are doing, and we are proud of our brothers in Nightwish that they are doing amazingly great and doing wonderful music, and it hasn't been excluded. At times we have been planning or talking just on a idea level that it would be great to do a tour together to get all these Finnish metal bands together, and
right.
It's got like a Finnish explosion all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe one day. And as said, we are always eager to find new things in music to do and explore, and that could be one of them.
Absolutely. Mikko, thank you so much for sparing some time. We look forward to you guys, next month. I'm sure it's going to be a treat for you as well. Any last words for your fans who would be checking out the interview right before you head to Australia?
I want to thank for the support, and I want to say how amazing it feels to get that wonderful energy, wonderful love back from you, and I'm looking really forward to get to go there. I hope that you all could make it to see each other shows. It's for those who haven't seen us, I promise it's something you can't even expect to experience. And for those who have seen us before, I hope you have enjoyed and come to see us again and come to say hi. I said we really like Australian people, so just pull our sleeves and come to talk with us. It's great to come over.
Indeed, Mikko. Thanks a lot, and I look forward to it. You have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. You too.
Take care, brother. See you.
Thank you. See you.